Hello, I did it, audience. Hope you're having an awesome day, evening, or whatever time you're watching this video. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you clicked on the video. I would love it if you hit the subscribe button, and I'd love it if you hit the like button. So, I want to do an updated video on King of the Hill. So, I'm right now participating in King of the Hill, and I actually want to place in this King of the Hill. So, this King of Hill is for Arash, and I need some Arash fragments. So if I go to look at Arash, where am I at here? Down here. So all I need is about 60 fragments to unlock the artifact. And he's going to be maxed out. So this happened to show up, and I said, hey, I want to really participate. And look at the results so far. Let's take a look at my rankings. So my goal is to kind of place in that 11 to 20 range to get that. So if you look at the overall, let's go and look in the rewards. To get 60 fragments, you need to place 11 through 20th. And right now I'm ranked 6, so I'm heading in the right direction. I'm feeling pretty confident. So the first day I was ranked 14, second day was ranked 16. Then I was 4, did really well. Could have done better. Oh, I finished 4th. Wow, someone snuck by me in the last second. I was going to be 3. Wow, and then so far I'm training at level 16 right now. And let me tell you, this was done with some mistakes. So I didn't properly do all the tips that I normally do to place on King of the Hill. And in this video, what I'm going to do is give you tips to consistently place in King of the Hill. Not necessarily win it, because if someone's determined to win it and they're going to spend all their resources and speed ups and actually pay money to win it, then they're just going to win. And you got to be prepared for that at any moment and be happy. So my suggestion when King of the Hill comes about and looking at the overall ranks is kind of pick a spot that, that you decide, and okay, I feel comfortable winning at this part. I could still get a good amount of fragments and prizes, and I don't think I'm going to use a ton of resources and a ton of speed ups. But no, going into King of the Hill is that expect to use speed ups. Expect to use speed ups and expect to use resources. If you go into it and thinking that I'm not going to use any speed ups, I'm not going to use any resource, you're going to have a hard time. And also the competition of King of the Hill is always different on other servers. Obviously with newer servers, since most of the players do not have these characters, there's probably a lot more competition than older servers where a good chunk of people and players on that server already have some of these characters. All right, so in this video, I'm going to cover 2 aspects. So this is going to be 2-part video because there's actually a lot to go over to give you all the tips, at least in some of the levels. And I want to make sure that I cover them clearly and go through them, and you got all the steps and all the little secret tips that I haven't seen out there yet. So there's some tips on here that I think not everyone does, and it's not been revealed yet on YouTube at least. So let's go into it. First of all, when you go into the King of Hill, it always gives you a warning ahead. It gives you a warning 2 days ahead of time. Hey, King of the Hill is going to be starting, maybe even 3 days ahead of time. And that's when you need to start doing your preparation. That's where you need to start doing some preparation even before the event starts. And what do you need to do before the event starts? Well, before I go into it, it's important to know all the different stages of King of the Hill. And let's go through them. So stage 1, day 1 is training troops. So all you're doing is training troops, doing fortifications. That's it on day 1. Day 2 is defeating gnomes. So you're focusing on defeating gnomes and gnome bosses. Day 3 is gathering resources. So that is farming resources outside your territory and getting resources inside your territory. So that's the one I'm going to be covering in detail today. And then I'm also going to be covering building and dragon upgrades and research and technology. And then the final day is Lord Plunder. So the following video is going to focus on training troops, defeating gnomes, and Lord Plunder. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the building, and then I'm going to talk about the resource. So when it comes up, now the important thing to remember is with King of the Hill is it's when you complete the task, not when you start the task to get the points. And so that days ahead of time, especially if you're at later, now you got to gauge at where you're at. Let's go into the kingdom, our kingdom. My kingdom. And so you want to take a look at your research. You want to go in here and see your research. Now, what I suggest doing to give you that extra boost, understand what day it's on. Okay, I got 3 days to go. I got 2. And go in here and find an expensive research that you can do that will finish close to the start time. So remember, you got to do your helps and you got an estimate. And so you want to pick something that's going to finish close to the start time or a little bit past the start time. And you're going to finish it off using speed ups if you need to. Now, you may finish it off that day and you may look at the competition and say, it doesn't look too tough. I'm going to finish everything off. And this is the part that the building and research and building and dragon upgrades. It's tricky, and you can fall behind really quick. All it does is take a few people to say, boom, I just timed it right. I finished my castle, and wham, they got a bunch of points. So this is one of the most challenging days in this whole event is the research day. So you pick one of these things, and this is what I did not do at all. I did not do this at all. I should have done it. I should have gone in here, and I did not do that. So pick something that's going to finish off, around that time frame that this starts. So do that in research. Do that in a dragon upgrade if you're able to, and do that with your building upgrades. And things that you could do. Now let's talk about, okay, what if you didn't do that? Okay, what if you didn't do it? Like I did not do that. What are your options there? Well, you got several buildings that do not take a lot of days. Buildings like the Forge is one of them. Let's scroll down here. The Warehouse is one of them. The Wishing Well is another. Dwellings are a good one, or Wishing Well, Wishing Fountain. Dwellings are good. Those are all good research that don't take a ton of resources. So if you look at here, the training grounds does take pretty, but if you look at the Warehouse, 10, 12, 6, that's a good research 3 days worth. Dwellings, 6, 8, and 4. Another good thing to select. We got the Fountain. Where is it? Right here. 7, 11, and 7. So those are good. That's going to take up a bunch of days. And you could still plan it and finish it off at the right time. And so that will give you a boost right away that you finish off and use some speed up at the beginning. Then once you're into the day, make sure you have another contract builder ready, building. And what I like to do is I like to do the daily stuff, like the farms, your production buildings, your quarries, your smeltery. And then I like to do one bigger one that helps, okay, if I'm desperate and I'm losing ground, at least I have a big building function that is going on that I could speed up and then finished it. I've already used the resources, so it's there. It's just counting down time frame, and I could finish it if I need it. So it's kind of like your big gun, your double barrel gun, that it's there, it's available only if you need it. And if you don't end up needing it, then just let it fly and don't use your speed ups. Now, I accidentally clicked on the forge. I didn't mean to click on the forge. I got a little trigger happy on clicking farms, and so this is already here. So this is going to be my big gun. And so here I'm at. Let's look at my results so far today. I'm at stage 16 right now. So, not feeling completely confident on my level right here. Again, but I got a lot going. I got 3 buildings going. And then I got dragon. And so with dragon, dragons are so expensive with gold and stuff like that. Luckily, I have this wind dragon, and I'm going to be upgrading it. It doesn't cost a lot of gold. I can't show it to you right now, but it's not even in the million marks. It's like 200,000, and it's 20 hours. So this is a good thing to have in my pocket right there. And so all these I can use speed up. And then again, on your research, do something big leading up to it. And then once you get there, and again, it depends on the competition too. But hopefully you're able to do something that is small, that doesn't take a long time. So right here, I got these ones that just unlocked. They don't use a ton of resources, not a ton of time. Usually there's something in production that you can use that, again, doesn't take a ton of time and is not using a ton of resources. So that's all the tips in production and research and building. And you follow those tips. If you get an early jump, once they say, hey, King of the Hills coming on, do your selections, time out what you have available. It may not be that day. You may have to start it the next day and try to plan it out. Okay, just be careful of the hopes, because the helps kind of screw things up with your time estimates. Next thing I want to talk about is resources. Okay, resources, I did really well. I placed in 4th place. And understand that I placed in 4th place without doing my preparation that I need to do. So the day before, and if you remember, resources happen on day 3, gathering resources. So on the day before, leading up to it, let your resources in your territory build up. Put some boost in there. And so go into your items. Make sure you're using your boost. So you got your gathering boost you want to do. And you want to use all your boosts, so like your 24-hour boost for inside your city. All your production boost. And let this build up and max out to completely full. And wait till after the end the event starts. And just say bam, bam, bam. So I did not do that. I wasn't paying attention, and I didn't let my resources, in fact, they were low because I just got hit because we had a rogue, and so they were unbelievably low. So I was missing out on that. And then the other thing was that I missed out is what you have to do to get you a nice jump on everything is about 4 hours ahead of time. Send out your troops to go farming. Send them out to go farming. And then if you have boost on there, okay, take a look at your timing. That's the thing is, got to make sure that you click on it and say, okay, it's going to start in 4 hours. Gather, how much time is this going to take me? Oh, 3 hours. Nope, can't start yet. These are 3 hours. So, nope. Don't do it. Make sure you finish your timing. The other things, and you got to make sure you do your boost before you send them out. The other thing is, before you go out and gathering, is you want to take a look at your talent tree. Now, I got 3 different talent trees set up here. I got one for attacking cities, I got one for defeating gnomes, and then I got one for gathering resources. And so on this gathering, now this is the tip. This is the secret tip, okay? Now this is the thing that I haven't seen anyone talk about or use in their videos. Now pay attention here. Okay, so you got your food. Right here I got food. You get a food or stone choice. And you got wood or iron choice. Okay, so let's say I got those selected. You go out there, let's just find a food. I don't have it reset. Well, I'll show you I could show you what the tip is right now, right? Because I used them. Let me show you the tip right now. Pay attention. Here it comes. Okay, these are used up, right? You could tell they're used up right now. Like I go to, let me find food. Where are you, food? Where I need you, where are you? Look, gather. I can't use that. I can't use the wood right now. But when you start doing it, you'll use it. You'll use it the first time. You'll use the food and wire. So send 2 of your troops to food and 2 of your troops to wood. Did I say wire? Do that. Then they'll come back. All right? Then go back here. And that's used up. Then go to your talent tree. I don't know why you went into my kingdom to go to your talent tree. And reset it. Reset it. And go to stone. Go to stone and go to iron and select those. Make sure those 2 are selected. And go back out here and send your troops out. And send 2 to a stone and 2 to iron. And you'll get the boost on there. So we're going to do that. I said I was going to do it right now. It's going to cost you some gems. So I'll do this quick. Quick as it lets me. Come on, quicker. That's the research and increase dragon upgrade speed. I'm going to do research right now. Okay, now I'm going to select the iron. And there we go. There. Fill the warehouse all the way up. That one. And decrease gold used for dragon upgrades. Always. And we're going to do this one. Okay. All done. Save. Now, what was it? Iron and stone. So look at this. Gather. It says 317. Well, I can't do it. I use the stone. Let's go to iron. Iron, iron. There we go. Not a good one. It's going to disappear. Find another iron. Iron, iron, iron. Where are you? I just need an iron. There we go. An 8 one. I want a 9 one. Where's a 9? That's the one that's going to do. Good God, where's iron? This is ridiculous. Okay, 5 hours. That's good enough. All right, 5 hours and 30 minutes. Look at that. Down to 3 hours and 47 minutes with that click. Now, I've done it with the food. I've done it with the wood and stone and iron. Okay, so that's one big tip. Oh, shit. I didn't want to send it. Damn it. Okay, so the next big tip is use your alt account. So I got an alt account. Now, I just sent these out, so they don't have a ton of resources in there right now. So there's my alt account there. In fact, one's coming back. Why are you coming back? All right, but anyways, you attack it. I'm going to lose my protection. But you attack it. You send those farming troops home. You send them home. And then you recall it. And then you get the resources. So there you go. I just got 230. Normally it's like 2 million. But those are the tips that you do. That's how you reform. So I'm telling you, the person that got number one was 140 million. I finished out at like, I want to say 113 million points. So I could have caught up to him if I did what I was supposed to do. All right, so those are, I know, see, this is a long video. I apologize that it's a long video. It's 21 minutes, but I really wanted to cover everything on King of the Hill, at least those two parts. There'll be a part 2 to cover the rest of it. And again, let's give a real quick recap on there. So King of the Hill is coming up. You know it's coming up. Do your research buildings and dragon upgrade. Time it out so they finish right on day 3. Okay? Day of the resources. So the day before resources, which is I gotta get the days right. So defeating those day. Okay, building dragons day 4. Time it right for day 4. Resources are day 3. So day 2, getting near the 4-hour mark of left. So you got 4 hours to switch over. Send out your troops. Make sure all your boosts is up. Make sure you have the right talents and you're using all your resource boosts. And then send your troops out. Don't collect in your territory until they're maxed out that day beforehand. Don't collect at all. Just make sure that they get maxed out and filled. And then do the collection right after the switch over. And boom, that will give you, you'll start off with 40 million like right away. Of course, depending on the level of your city. But you'll have a huge amount right away, like 40 million. It'll give you a big jump. And so I hope you like this video. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe. Definitely more videos coming out. Have an awesome day.